once again bringing you the latest in our little Willie's disappearance in Uranus. Over the past 2 weeks, multiple reports of friends and families have corroborated the events leading up to that tragedy on April 5th.
I understand that little Willie was a regular at the fudge factory?
Oh, that's an understatement. Little Willie spent all his time here. He would hang out by the counter, and we always sneak him some fudge. Manager Tina was never minded. She loved Willie. And we all loved Willie, actually. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is, little Willie rarely left, and when he would, he'd never stay away for long. He wouldn't have run away.
So, you suspect foul play?
Definitely.
How do you feel about the suspicions surrounding the evil Dr. Keene?
Well, let's put it this way. The only way someone would be able to hurt a creature as kind and sweet as our little Willie, they have to be, well, evil.
Alright, well, thank you. What sort of condition was little Willie in when you last saw him?
He wasn't himself. He had something going on with one of his eyes. It looked like a septic tank was having a baby. He said he was going to go have the evil Dr. Keene take a look at it.
Okay, and I imagine you had some reservations about that?
Heck, we all did. He's the evil Dr. Keene, not the sunshine and teddy bears Dr. Keene. Plus, he's a proctologist and a dentist. I don't know where an eye exam was going to factor in there.
I understand you were particularly close with little Willie. How have the events of the past week affected you personally? I understand. There are just no words. It would seem that Willie was afflicted with brown eye and expressed desire to see the evil Dr. Keene in his facility, near where I'm standing right here at Escape Uranus. Some probing on our part turned up a source claiming to work closely with the good doctor, which provided insight as to what happened after Willie left the fudge factory on that fateful afternoon. The examiner was able to secure an interview, but in the interest of the witness's safety, he has chosen to remain anonymous. For posterity, can you state your relationship to Dr. Keene?
Well, without going into specifics, let's just say I have insider knowledge and leave it at that.
And where were you on April 5th at approximately 2 p.m.?
At Dr. Keene's clinic, doing my usual stuff. I remember I was hanging around the front because the donut guy usually made his rounds at that time. I wanted to be there before a certain someone could grab the only chocolate eclair.
So you had a clear view of the entrance?
Yes. It's ridiculous. Who stocks only one chocolate eclair?
If you don't mind, let's go back to the topic at hand.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
Can you describe who entered the clinic that afternoon?
I can. The waiting room was pretty dead, for the most part. There's honestly not much of a market for dental and proctology exams. Apparently people don't want someone's fingers in their mouth knowing they've been poking around some.
Now, who was in the waiting room that day?
At around 2 p.m., little Willie came in.
Describe him.
Little, about a foot tall, antenna, green, looking pretty gross, honestly. One of his eyes was oozing some kind of brown stuff. I've seen a lot of nasty stuff come out of Uranus, but this was something else.
And then what happened?
He sat down in one of the waiting room chairs and picked up a magazine. I was worried he was going to ooze all over the gossip section of People. That's when Dr. Keene showed up and asked him to step into his office.
Did little Willie go with him?
He did.
And do you know what followed?
No, at that point the donut guy came through. I tried getting my eclair, but he was all like, Fudge and Wendy called dibs, and I was like, when? And he was like, yesterday. Dibs don't work like that. Dibs are only valid with an isolated moment. Fuck you, Wendy.
All right, well, thank you. This has all been very informative.
Can I say something before you go?
Sure.
Hi, Mom.
Part of understanding Willie's disappearance might hinge on understanding what brought Willie here in the first place. The first recorded mentioning of Willie was through Peter the Elf, who sent a letter foreshadowing Willie's arrival during the holiday season.
We got a letter from Peter.
It's a letter from
I wonder what he has to say. Dear Manager Tina, me and Horse with no name really miss Uranus. I have told all my friends.
Santa's workshop all about Uranus and the fun we had playing in it. I have a friend coming to play and keep my favorite fudge packers on their toes.
Have fun. Good luck. Love, Peter. Oh boy, who could it be?
What followed was a game of cat and mouse between Willie and the Fudge Factory staff, as documented by a series of Facebook posts on the Uranus Fudge Factory and General Store page. After a series of hijinks on Willie's part, Fudge Packers managed to lure him into a trap and catch him, and eventually came to adopt him into the Uranus family. But what about before that? On what planet did Willie live before making a home in Uranus? To this question, I'm afraid we have no answer. At the time of reporting, Willie's past is as unknown to us as his future, making it all the more essential that we find him in good health. In order to determine where Willie came from, we must first puzzle out where Willie went. Once again, I'm Allie Jones with your news, Uranus.